Do you know what a Google Calendar is, right?
Yeah, yes. I
So
don't
you
use
know,
it as often, but yes, I do know.
all right. So I'm going to show you on a Google Calendar. You could use another tool for this if you wanted to, but this is the one that I think, is simple and everybody has access to it.
Okay.
So I'm going to share screen. All right. So screen number two. So I'm in the MLS right there, but I'm going to step up here and jump onto my Google and just show you when you go on to calendar. So this is what my calendar looks like right now, but that's my schedule calendar, right? And so if you
Mm-hmm.
see it over here on the left, I've got Barry Mathis schedule. So that's what my
Mm-hmm.
schedule looks like. And if I want to turn that calendar off, I can turn that one off and turn on this is a calendar called Ideal Week, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is me being a little hyperactive and going through and planning what would my ideal week look like, right? So obviously it doesn't have to be this full, but if I was going to do everything I wanted to do, this is what I set out to do. So notice that that's different than quite a bit different than what my regular schedule looked like. But at least I have some planning. So you might do something even simpler from this. And I probably should do a simple one that just has 3 hours lead generation time, right? And so
Okay.
you don't have to plan all this crap. Right. I have a
Mm-hmm.
lot going on. So I try to make room for a lot of different things. But you could just say in the beginning, 3 to 4 hours a day of lead generation does a lot. And then as you get things that you want to do, you could say this kind of lead generation or that kind of lead generation. But you should be able to kind of look at your week and go, okay, I may be my own boss, but I'm also the guy who writes the schedule for my workers, right? So if you've ever
Mm-hmm.
been in management at Starbucks or something like that, you had to schedule your people, right? So
Mm-hmm.
as your own manager, you need to learn to schedule yourself. So you
Right.
start to think about what are the things you need to do, and then you need to put some scheduling around that. Now, so if something comes up, and I'm going to go back to my regular calendar, and we'll act like that was my schedule, right? So this is what my regular calendar looks like. I have a reason for doing some of my appointments really small. I have apps out there that let people jump onto my calendar, and if I put my stuff as big appointments, then it will block the calendar for them. So I can't schedule myself for 3 hours of lead gen. Even if I'm planning on doing lead gen, I can't put it on this calendar. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because then it would block out somebody trying to set an appointment.
Yeah.
But let's just assume that this coaching call right here, I decided I don't want to do this coaching call, or I'm not able to do it at that time. Well, instead of getting rid of the coaching call, I just move it to another slot. So when you look at your day, put in 2 to 3 hours in the beginning, it really should be closer to 3 to 4 hours for a new agent. You might break it up into 2 or 3 different slots and just move them as you need to. I'd like to see you block off 90 minutes at a time. I find that if I focus on something for 90 minutes, I make a lot of headway. And
Yeah.
sometimes an hour is just not enough focus time. If you block off 90 minutes, every day in the morning and 90 minutes every day in the afternoon, and then you wind up with an appointment in the afternoon, which is what you were trying to do in the first place, was get an appointment, then you
Mm-hmm.
don't get rid of that 90 minutes, you just move it to another spot. So learn to schedule yourself. You're
Okay.
not gonna, if you want to make $100,000 a year, working 40 hours a week is 2,080, right? So if you're going to make 100,000 a year divided by 2,080, that's about $50 an hour, right? $48 an hour. So if you're going to work, you need to plan on the fact that you need to have some time generating that's worth $48 an hour. What is it that you're doing that's worth $48 an hour if you're going to make $10,000, right?
Okay.
And then also understand, if you spend that time 10 to 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week, lead gen, following up on leads, working on leads, that is $50 an hour work. That is going to make you $100,000. But if you only work when somebody tells you what to do, if you only work ever so often, then it's not going to make that kind of money for you.